This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wrestling fans of all ages, welcome to the greatest wrestling game show on earth. Body, press your luck. Test your knowledge and embarrass your peers. Do you have what it takes? Well, step inside for the greatest challenge of your life. And now your hosts, JT Rosero and Jordan Duncan.
Welcome to episode number 4 of Place to Be Nation, Body Press Your Luck, the first ever PTBN wrestling trivia game show. I am JT, and joining me as always is my co-host in this endeavor on this show. It is Jordan Duncan. Jordan, how are you?
I am whipping my hair like Bianca Belair all over the place.
Are you checking
That's not true at all. I've got a
a...
freshly shaved head, sir.
Very good.
I'm good.
Speaking of bad haircuts, Andy Atherton, how are you?
I am good. I am very excited for tonight's matchup. It runs the gamut of Place to Be Nation. We got a veteran, a newbie, and a top guy. So,
Champ is here.
He wishes.
He is the champ.
He hopes.
He is the champ for sure. So, why don't we go ahead and bring our contestants in, and we'll get things started here tonight. We'll light this candle. Our first competitor, longtime fan of PTBN, has a name you would expect to hear associated with a comic book villain, making his podcast debut, Rumblin', Rob Kilner. Rob, how are you?
I'm doing great, JR. How are you?
Wonderful, sir. Welcome to your podcast debut. We're excited to have you here and hope you can provide some stiff competition for our champion.
I'll try my best.
Okay, very good. Next up, he is the man known around the world as the great godfather of PTBN, a host of many podcasts, a prince among men, a knight of Columbus, the man who's all jacked up, ready to end the streak here tonight, Cookie Bar himself, smoking, Scott Criscuolo. Scott, how are you?
Good evening, JR. Good evening, guys. I was not allowed to bring my sword in through the door. The security was very tight, so the champion will not have to have it waved in front of him while he's answering questions. But I'm ready to go. It's nice to be on this side of the trivia coin for a change. I'm looking forward to it.
The metaphorical sword is being waved.
Oh, ho, 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 Mr.
You're talking
Duncan.
metaphors? Why did I install those metal detectors? Fuck.
Security's as tight as Andy Atherton. All right, up next is our champion. Our 3-time defending champion. Can he be beat? Will he be beat? Or will he reign forever as the PTBN Grand Champion of Wrestling Trivia, Rowdy Ryan Everett? Ryan, welcome.
Hello. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like Austin at Over the Edge 98. I think the hand-picked successor is here, but I don't like his chances.
Well, listen, you knocked off Steve Williams. He's your rival last month.
Right, yeah.
So we'll see. So for those
Time to
of
bring
you...
in the guest timekeeper, Nate Milton.
What's up, brother?
What is going on, brothers?
All right, listen.
Ring announcer Steve Willie.
So this is a wrestling trivia game show. We have 4 rounds. The 4th round is a lightning round. Plenty of points on the board in each and every round. Ryan Everett has won 3 straight months. In episode number 4, of course, it is February, so you can imagine potentially some of the themes you'll hear tonight. And to light us up, to kick us off with round number 1 is Jordan Duncan.
So guys, if you've listened to the episodes before, like Justin said, we're a monthly show, and each month we kind of go with a theme, and it's February, so we hope that you've been watching Super Brawl, specifically Super Brawl 5, which is this entire... No, not really. Of course, the theme this month is love. And what better way to kick things off than with our first game, St. Valentine's Day Massacre. This is not about the infamous February pay-per-view, but you can hear an entire countdown on the latest episode of... gosh, what's the name of your show, Justin? Darren.
Hard.
Very good. Thanks, Andy.
No problem. I'm a team player.
A true friend.
Where's the door?
You see, here's what happened. I left that open to see if anyone would jump in and try and get a free point. Mm-hmm. Nobody did it, so the score is still tied. All right, so guys,
always full of lies, Duncan. Always full of
this
lies.
first round is all about bloodbaths. what we've done is we've come up with a few different lists, one for each of you. I'm going to give you a wrestler and a date, and we want you to tell us who they bloodied up. So we are going to tell you the attacker, you tell us the victim. Seems pretty straightforward. Is there any questions, any concerns, anything I should know before we get going? Good. All right. Justin, who is going first?
Well, I will just say, Jordan, just so everyone knows, this is an escalating point game. So
yes.
We have 3 easy, 3 medium, 3 hard, and a very hard. 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 5 point. So keep that in mind as you go. You have 90 seconds for this
and
game.
You can pass.
Yes.
If you give an answer, we will count your first answer given as the one. So we'll move on to the next one. So if you're drawing a blank or if it's on the tip of your tongue, just pass. We can get back to it.
Okay.
You'll each have 10 names total. So we've got our list here. Let me get my list ready to go. And our first contestant of the night is
Rob Kilner.
All right, Rob, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today.
All right. And Andy, on your mark, you've got the clock ready to go. If you want to start when I finish reading the first name and date. Rob, I'll give you the name and the date. Again, we are looking for who they bloodied up. You give us the victim who was covered in the crimson mask. All right? Okay. Andy, are you ready?
I'm ready, Jordan.
All right, good. Our first one. Ric Flair, April 5th, 1992.
Pass.
The Nasty Boys, May 22nd, 1994.
Is that Cactus Jack?
Beulah McGillicuddy, September 20th, 1997.
Bill Alfonso.
Zach Gowen, July 27th, 2003.
Pass.
The Iron Sheik, June 16th, 1984.
Bob Backlund.
Triple H, November 1st, 2005.
Shawn Michaels.
Chris Jericho, November 3rd, 2008.
Pass.
Shawn Michaels, August 18th, 1997.
Razor Ramon.
The Heavenly Bodies, August 5th, 1994.
30 seconds.
Pass.
Hiro Hase, December 14th, 1992.
Pass.
All right, back to Ric Flair, April 5th, 1992.
Vader.
Zach Gowen, July 27th, 2003.
Pass.
Chris Jericho, November 3rd, 2008.
Shawn Michaels.
Heavenly Bodies.
Time.
To do worse than Josh Richer.
All right, well,
apologize.
Jason Sherman's feeling a little bit better. I can tell you that much. Here we go, Rob. Ric Flair, April 5th, 1992. Busted open the Macho Man, Randy Savage. That was WrestleMania 8. Nasty Boys on 5/22/94 did bust open Cactus Jack at Slamboree. Beulah, of course, sliced up Bill Alfonso in their wild bloodbath on September 20th, 97. Zach Gowen infamously busted open Vince McMahon when Vince's head was sliced open and was pouring blood out at Vengeance 03. 6/16/84, the Iron Sheik busted open Sergeant Slaughter. Triple H made his mentor bleed on November 1st, 2005. Ric Flair. Chris Jericho bloodied Batista on an episode of Monday Night Raw, November 3rd, 2008. Shawn Michaels destroyed The Undertaker with a chair shot on 8/18/97 on Raw and really sliced him apart. Heavenly Bodies, of course, that's an infamous one where Chris Jericho almost bled out on Smoky Mountain TV, 8/5/94. And Hase, of course, that is the infamous Muta scale bloodbath on 12/14/92. The great Muta was the one that was sliced open. So,
Yes, sir.
that is 2 points for you, Rob Kilner. So you're on the board. Not bad. We're there.
And you got your first round jitters out of the way, which I think that's more important, you know? Plenty more points on the board to be won for the rest of the night.
First,
All right.
Second up, I should say. May as well be first. Second up is my PIC. That's Scott Criscuolo.
All right. Hey, Scott, are you upset that you didn't get the Triple H Ric Flair one?
Yeah, this thing's already rigged. Go ahead.
I do think there's some.
Andy probably put these together.
I do think there's some that you will know pretty well here. Are you ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right. It's time for the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Andy, is the clock ready?
Clock is ready.
All right, then you will start once I hit this date. As I say, Randy Savage, April 2nd, 1989.
Hulk Hogan.
The Undertaker, November 16th, 2003.
Brock Lesnar.
Blacktop Bully, March 19th, 1995.
Dustin Rhodes.
The British Bulldog, December 17th, 1995.
Bret Hart.
Hulk Hogan, March 14th, 1999.
Billy Kidman.
Goldberg, October 24th, 1999.
Pass.
Don Morocco, June 21st, 1985.
Hulk Hogan.
Terry Funk, August 9th, 1997.
Sabu.
Abdullah the Butcher, February 28th, 1987.
Pass.
Samoa Joe, March 13th, 2004.
CM Punk.
30 seconds.
Going back to Goldberg, October 24th, 1999.
Bret Hart.
And last one, Abdullah the Butcher, February 28th, 1987.
Carlos Colon.
All right. He's got all 10 in, even with some time to spare.
All right, Scott, you did all right. You did okay
Yeah,
here.
not bad.
Represented well. Randy Savage, of course, made Hulk Hogan bleed at WrestleMania 5. The Undertaker on November 16th, 2003, that was Survivor Series, where he destroyed Vince McMahon in the Buried Alive match. So you did not get that one. You did get this one, or else Jennifer Smith would have murdered you. That was Dustin Rhodes who bled
Yes.
in the
Rigged.
King of the Road. Bret Hart, of course, bled at In Your House 5 at the hands of British Bulldog. On March 14th, 1999, Hulk Hogan made Ric Flair bleed at Uncensored 99 in their double turn match. First blood. Goldberg, 10/24/99. That was the infamous bloodbath with Sid, where Sid was just completely ripped apart.
Yeah, he was soaked.
That's right.
You get this one, which I was proud because I would have cried if you didn't. Don Morocco made Hulk Hogan bleed at MSG on 6/21/85. Terry Funk, of course, did bust open Sabu on August 9th, 97. Last two you did not get. That was Abdullah the Butcher, 28/87. That was Bruiser Brody, who bled at his hands. And then Samoa Joe really left Jay Briscoe with a pile of plasma on 3/13/04. So 10 points, though. So that's a good start here.
Yeah,
For
I mean,
sure.
you got 5 right, but 2 of them were the hard ones. That was 6 points just on those 2 questions. So good job.
Thank you.
I am a little upset you didn't get Bruiser Brody, as I used to be known in the internet as Bloody Brody Head. So that's
That's
ultimate
right.
callback.
I totally forgot about that.
There's an Easter egg right there.
Yep. All
Just like
right, so
Jordan's
that
head.
brings us to the champ. Ryan, Scott's already putting the pressure on 10 points right out the gate.
All right, I'm ready.
I think you got a shot at this. So you know the rules. You know the way to do this. I'm just going to ask Andy if he's ready.
I am ready.
All right, then here we go. Rowdy Roddy Piper, April 5th, 1992.
Bret Hart,
Kane, June 28th, 1998.
Steve Austin,
Pat Patterson, April 21st, 1981.
Sergeant Slaughter,
The Undertaker, November 26th, 2001.
Pass,
Brock Lesnar, September 4th, 2003.
Zach Allen,
Jerry Lawler, December 13th, 1988.
Pass,
Terry Funk, August 20th, 1995.
Pass,
Abyss, December 11th, 2005.
Sting,
Jeff Jarrett, January 9th, 2011.
AJ Styles,
30 seconds.
Manny Fernandez, May 11th, 1988.
Ricky Morton,
All right, back to Undertaker, November 26th, 2001.
JR,
Jerry Lawler, December 13th, 88.
Kerry Von Erich,
Terry Funk, August 20th, 1995.
Cactus Jack,
Just got it.
Just under the buzzer.
Man, I had my East cut line all ready to go, and then he fucking comes firing back like a machine.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. All right.
oof, too much TNA.
That's the only way we can get you. All right, Roddy Piper on April 5th, 92. That's WrestleMania 8. Was Bret Hart. Kane at King of the Ring 98. Cut up in Steve Austin. Actually, it might have been technically Mankind, but Kane was the opponent. Pat Patterson on 4/21/81. That was the infamous match with Sergeant Slaughter. Undertaker did beat the shit out of Jim Ross in his hometown on that SmackDown in 2001. Brock Lesnar 9/4/03 was Zach Gowen, where he bloodied him up in front of his family. Jerry Lawler 12/13/88 was indeed Kerry Von Erich. Terry Funk 8/20/95. I believe that was the King of the Deathmatch tournament against Cactus Jack. So you got that one just under the gun. Abyss December 11/05 was against Sabu. Jeff Jarrett 1/9/11 beat up and bloodied Kurt Angle hardway in an MMA match. And Manny Fernandez on 5/11/88 was Invader 3. And if you haven't seen that, it is worth watching because it is gross.
I was checking that out right before we went on the air, and it is really something.
Yeah.
Is it Puerto Rico?
Yes.
Yep.
It is grotesque. All right, so after one round, Ryan Everett in his familiar position on top with 12 points. Scott Criscuolo right on his ass with 10. Rob Kilner still in play at 2 points. He has plenty of points available ahead. Before we get to that, though, just really quickly tell you what's going on the PTBN Wrestling feed. That's the feed you're listening to right now. Episode number 2 of PTB NXT, Jake, Jenny, and Tim. Check out 3 episodes from NXT television from January 2014. Jenny also joined myself and John D'Amato on the newest Extreme Three-Way Dance, looking at November to Remember 1994, the infamous Blinded Sandman angle with Tommy Dreamer. Episode 142 of the main event, Scott, Nate, and Steve preview NXT TakeOver Portland and bring you another installment of New Japan Classic Match Picks. Wrestling Warzone, I was with Chad, breaking down a very exciting week of TV, Raw and Nitro, from February 19th, 96. That is worth a good listen there because the Booty Man debuts, so you can enjoy that.
All right.
We had a pair of NXT TakeOver Portland reaction shows. One was myself, Jenny, Tim Capel, and Jake Williams. The other, Chris Zellner and Devin Hales. Both on completely. Some parts of those were completely different ends of the spectrum. Some more balanced in the middle, like yourself, like yours truly. So check that out. But it was a very, I'd say, polarizing show in some ways.
I listened to the good reaction show.
Thanks,
I won't
buddy.
say which one.
On a new No Holds Barred, me and Aaron, I'm all over this one today. Me and Aaron ranked every February WWE pay-per-view. Of course, Jordan mentioned that earlier in a Listomania.
Despite not knowing the name of the show, I did listen to that episode today.
It was a good one.
It was.
And we're doing WrestleMania in March, and we actually know those shows, so that should be fun.
That'll be fun and short. That'll be fun, easy project.
Finally, the man in second place, currently Scott Criscuolo, revealed his number 50 to number 1 GWWE matches on the PTBN Wrestling Special. All that and more available on the PTBN Wrestling feed on all of your podcatcher applications.
Yeah. Here's another one. And another one. Yeah. From Little Kim, the Queen Bee. It's ladies' night, what? It must be Angie on the mic. The butter pea, honey, got the sugar, got the spice. Roll the L's tight. Keep the rhymes right, yo. I just straight this motherfucker up last night. And
okay. Why don't we go over to round 2 and our Love February Valentine's theme continues because it's Galentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
So this game will be very similar to our lightning round. In fact, it's identical to it. Only this set of questions will be all about women's wrestling or females in the world of wrestling historically. So every answer has something to do with a female or female angle that was involved in every question as well. So that is your game. It flows just like the lightning round. So 10 questions, 3 easy, 3 medium, 3 hard, 1 very hard, 1, 2, 3, 5 are the points. You have 2 minutes. You can pass and go back just like we did in the last round.
Yep.
And that's where we stand. So Scott Criscuolo, are you ready to lead things off?
I am ready to go. Let's do it.
Let's go, Scott.
All right, here we go. Andy, let me know when the clock is ready.
Clock is ready.
It will start when I finish this first question, which is, who is the oldest woman to hold the WWF WWE Women's Championship?
Moolah.
What 3 women comprise Team BAD, B-A-D?
Pass.
Who managed Shane Douglas in early 1994 ECW?
Missy Hyatt.
Which 3 women comprise PMS?
Jacqueline, Terry, and Ryan Shamrock.
Whose short career saw her debut as a massage therapist in late 2004 in WWE?
Oh, shit. Pass.
Which WCW valet received her gimmick name because her boyfriend owned the rights to it?
Medeja.
Which Canadian radio show did Trish Stratus co-host in 1998?
Pass.
For which classic women's match was an 18-year-old Charlotte Flair front row for?
Trish and Lita from Raw 2004.
Which 2000s WWE Diva was once a member of the Juggy Dance Squad on The Man Show?
Carmella.
Who was the final AWA Women's Champion?
Pass.
Which three women comprise Team Bad?
Pass.
Massage therapist debuted late 04. WWE short career.
30 seconds.
Pass.
Which Canadian radio show did Trish Stratus co-host in 1998?
Off the record.
Who's the final AWA Women's Champion?
Sherry Martel.
Team Bad.
Time.
I had no idea.
Tough round, buddy. Tough round.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you,
Oh,
you
sorry.
could have said name any AWA Women's
know,
Champion, and I wouldn't have got that one right.
The very hards are always extremely hard. They're not just very hard. All right, I almost started to give the answers, of course, but JD, that's your role in this game, so go for it.
Yeah, I mean, Scott, you got
I do it every time. I do it every time.
Of course, right off the gate, Moolah, the oldest woman to hold the WWF WWE Women's Championship. The three women of Team Bad was Sasha Banks, Naomi, and Tamina. I think Tamina was entirely bad, and Sasha and Naomi were team. Shane Douglas's manager in '94 ECW was actually Sherry Martel, not Missy Hyatt.
Shit. Okay.
You did get PMS. That was Terry Jacqueline and Ryan Shamrock. Ryan probably would have stumped me. The massage therapist who debuted in '04 was Joy Giovanni.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Damn it.
The WCW valet who received her gimmick name because her boyfriend owned the rights, that was Gorgeous George. Trish Stratus co-hosted Live Audio Wrestling in 1998. You did get the next one right, though. Charlotte was in the front row of Lita vs. Trish, and you even said the 2004 Raw. Got that right as well. Christy Hemme was a member of the Dance Squad on The Man Show, and the final AWA Women's Champion was Candy Divine. So you got an easy one, you got a medium, and you got a hard one. That's 6 points, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that hard was clutch for you to come through.
Yep.
On that one. So 6 isn't bad around, too, because you still got a big chance for points coming up. Rob Kilner, you're up. Are you ready?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Andy, you got the clock set?
Clock is set.
It will begin after this first question, which is, which gossip columnist interviewed Elizabeth at WrestleMania 6?
Joan Rivers.
Which Bella twin debuted on WWTV first before the other was revealed as part of a storyline?
Nikki.
Who made her WWE debut by winning a Battle Royal on Raw?
Beth Phoenix.
Who served as Ted DiBiase Jr.'s personal assistant after he fired Virgil?
Maurice.
Under which name did AJ Lee and Caitlyn compete? Tag name.
Pass.
Who was the first woman eliminated in the 1987 Women's Survivor Series match?
Donna Cristianello.
In early 2004, which OVW wrestler did Melina turn on before joining John Hennigan?
Joey Mercury.
Who was the first women's match to main event on Monday Night Raw?
Trish and Lita.
Gail Kim has the most TNA Knockouts title reigns at 7. Who has the second most?
Awesome Kong.
Name the 5 WWE Diva Search winners.
Pass.
Under which name did AJ Lee and Caitlyn compete?
Pass.
5 Diva Search winners.
I have no idea either one of these two.
Okay. All right. We can wrap up then.
Okay.
All right, JD.
Yeah, if it helps, I didn't either. So that's why I'm glad I host this show and I don't ever have to compete on it. The gossip columnist who interviewed Elizabeth at WrestleMania 6 was Rona Barrett. The Bella twin who debuted, you had a 50-50 shot here. You went Nikki. The actual answer was Brie. Gail Kim debuted with a Battle Royal win on Raw. Then you get some points here. Maurice was the personal assistant for Ted DiBiase Jr. after he fired Virgil. AJ Lee and Caitlyn's tag team name was the Chick Busters. First elimination in the 87 Women's Survivor Series match was indeed Donna Cristianello.
Poor Donna Cristianello. It's like everyone remembers that one, you know? That's what she's known for.
Right.
Being eliminated first in that
It's
match.
her footnote in history. The OVW wrestler that Melina turned on was Matt Capitelli. There's a name I had not heard in a while. Now, this one you said quickly, and I would have thought you were right instinctively, but the first women's match to main event Raw was actually Bertha Faye versus Alundra Blaze.
You got to listen to Wrestling Warzone that was unveiled and revealed there. It's Chad and I broke that story.
Probably not portrayed as a big main event like the others were, but
did close the show, though.
Did close the show nonetheless. Gail Kim, number 1 with 7 knockout title reigns. The second most is actually Angelina Love. And our Diva Search winners is a who's who of work rate extraordinaires. Christy Hemme, Ashley Bissaro, Layla L, Eve Torres, and Eva Marie.
All right. So, Rob, 4 points for you behind Scott. And that means Ryan Everett is up. And Ryan, you're good with the rules? You're good to go?
Yep.
All right, Andy, clock set.
Clock is set.
All right, it'll begin after I finish this first question, which is, which wrestler did Luna Vachon first manage in the WWF?
Shawn Michaels.
Which band performed Victoria's infamous theme song?
Tattoo.
Who managed Just Incredible until ECW closed in 2001?
Francine.
Under which name did Tori Wilson debut in WCW?
Samantha.
What was the first women's match to occur on a takeover event?
Charlotte versus Natalia.
Who did Alundra Blaze beat to win the Resurrector WWF Women's title in 1993?
Heidi Lee Morgan.
Who helped bankroll 3PW along with her boyfriend wrestler?
Lizzie Borden.
Which NFL quarterback was married to Carmela DeCesare?
Jeff Garcia.
Which wrestler allegedly had her arm broken on purpose by Sexy Star?
Pass.
Which future WWE women's wrestler got her first Shimmer win by teaming with Mia Yim?
Bailey.
Which wrestler allegedly had her arm broken on purpose by Sexy Star?
I don't know. Pass.
That's your last one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
I am the Dream Killer, the Reaper of Souls, the Master Puppeteer on the stage of fools.
Whew.
Yeah, I don't know what to do anymore. All right, Jordan, go ahead.
Good Lord, man. It's funny, the one he didn't know is probably the most recent one that happened. But
yeah, I remember hearing about it. I just
Yeah, you got Shawn Michaels right. Luna's first managing job was for Shawn Michaels. Victoria's theme song was Tattoo. Just Incredible was managed by Francine until they closed down. You got most of these right, by the way. Samantha was Tori Wilson's debut name. Charlotte vs. Natty was the first takeover match, women's takeover match. Heidi Lee Morgan, you knew that one. That's who Alundra Blaze defeated to win the WWF Women's title in '93. Who helped bankroll 3PW along with her boyfriend wrestler? You were in the right line of work with Lizzie Borden. We were looking for Jasmine St. Clair. But you did know Jeff Garcia, NFL quarterback who was married to Carmela I don't even know how to say her last name. Jeff Garcia. Yeah. Jeff Garcia. She was a Diva Search contestant, correct?
She was a finalist.
Yep.
Yeah. Jeff Garcia, who played for 23 or 24 NFL teams. The wrestler who Sexy Star supposedly broke her arm on purpose.
Can I steal the points?
Tell us who it was, Scott.
Is it Lacey Von Erich?
It was Rosemary.
Oh.
TNA's Rosemary. But then you got the very hard one right. Bailey is indeed the one who got her first Shimmer win by team.
That might be the first very hard correct answer, I think.
Yeah. Even Ryan hasn't gotten those right in the past. So.
Jeez,
a lot of points there.
17 points, Ryan. So after 2 rounds, our score is Rob Kilner with 6, Scott Criscuolo at 16, Ryan Everett at 29. Jordan, why don't you take a minute here and tell us what's going on in the PTBN pop feed?
Yeah, if you want to listen to the pop feed, Ryan, if you're looking to expand your interests in hobbies, there's all kinds of pop feed stuff to listen to. No, I'm in awe.
Please tell me about them, Jordan.
Yeah, so we've got the Hard Traveling Fanboys, which is the longest running weekly episodic comic podcast in all Place to Be Nation with Greg Phillips and Nick Duke. But not for long, because episode 200 was the latest one they dropped, and they made a major announcement about a hiatus, not a permanent end, but take a listen, and they've got some thanks, and they've got some fun stuff to talk about, and you'll get to hear good old JR come in at the end. It's a great episode. DC for You, an in-depth look at the world of DC Comics with Russell Sellers and Todd Weber is there, just like the Marvel Age, where Nick Duke, Tim Capel, Russell Sellers, and Todd Weber are going back through the history of Marvel Comics, and it's a deep history. Andy's got the Laugh in Theater, a live watch comedy movie podcast. Andy, what's the latest Laugh in Theater that we can listen to?
The latest is Groundhog Day featuring Tim Capel, and coming very soon, Black Dynamite featuring The Godfather, Nate Milton.
Excellent. The Brother Sister Rewatch podcast, where Mary and Kevin, who are brother and sister, are reliving the classic sitcom The Office, which is one of the 2 finalists in the sitcom tournament. And they're going episode by episode. They are in season 5, and the latest episode, which just dropped maybe this week, was Customer Survey and Business Trip. I really like that show. We've also got The Great Debate, a podcast where Andy leads a panel through a series of arguments on all kinds of topics, from lightning round stuff to in-depth discussions. We've also got Glenn Butler and his podcast, Our Spectacular, which, if you know Glenn, you know the show. If not, give it a listen. Glenn is someone you will want to follow. This Week in the NFL has brought us through the entire NFL season. The season's over, so we may not have that one dropping all that often, but Cowboy and both Cowboy Senior and Cowboy Junior and D'Amato, J. Arsenio D'Amato, are guys to go to for all things football. We've also got the Year in Pop, deep dive into pop culture with Andy, Scott, Dr. G, and J. Arsenio D'Amato. We've got a baseball podcast called Diamond Conversations, where Chad B brings in guests from all around the world, talk about different things baseball. I'm sure Justin would like to get on there and discuss the Astros sometime
I'm not really that into that story.
Yeah. Over under on how many times Astros hitters will get hit by pitches this season.
I don't know.
I think there's a lot. The Sunday Groove is a podcast for music lovers far and wide. David Sunday hosted that one. We've also got Looking Forward, Looking Back. Andy hosted that one. And the sister show, Looking Forward, Looking Back Sports, which is hosted by the Cowboy. Looks to upcoming season and events, as well as looking back at ones that were just finished. We've also got a thing that's new. It's called It Was a Thing on TV with Greg, Mike, and Chico, reminiscing about forgotten classics and gems from the small screen. They find obscure TV shows that didn't have deep, long runs, and they talk about them. We've also got stuff podcast, Pod Blast, Pop Go to the Movies. If something big comes out, we had Star Wars month, all kinds of stuff. Take a listen to our pop feed for all your pop culture needs.
All right, Jordan, not bad. Almost like you're a professional.
Broken tears running down my face, broken heart beating out of place, broken dreams shattered on the ground, broken words, no words to be found.
Let's head over to round number 3. We already heard the scores, so we've got some work to do, boys, and there's a good chance here to make up some ground. So, JD, why don't you take this one away?
So this one's a little different. The round is called Broken Hearts, Broken Bones, and what we're going to do is we have come up with a list of wrestlers who have suffered injuries in the ring. I'm going to give you a clue. If you want to make a guess after the first clue, you can get 5 points. If you want to make a guess after the second clue, you can get 3 points. And if you want to make a guess after the third clue, you can get 1 point. In the past, we've done games like this, but we've only given you 1 per player. This time, you're each going to get 4 different picks. So you could get, technically, 20 points if you ace the round after 1 clue each. I will tell you, though, the first clue is going to be the year that it happened. The second clue is going to be the show that it happened on. And the third clue is going to be the injury that occurred. Would you have any questions?
Nope. And we did the 4R again by difficulty. So there's an easy, a medium, a hard, and an extreme.
Yep. Same point value for each one, but you're more likely to get the easy ones, you know, with the third clues and things like that. So, all right. So who's headed to the Broken Heart, Broken Bone Chamber first? My randomizer is not working. Justin, will you
It's
randomize?
working. It would help if I was on.
I had one open too, and I hit it. And it
Ryan Everett's up first. Ryan Everett.
All right, the champ is going to try and pad his lead here. So, Ryan, again, the first clue that I'm going to give you is the year. The second clue is the show. The third clue is the injury. So, after I give you the first clue, if you want the next one, just say next clue. If you want to make your guess, take your guess. You'll get 4. We'll start with the easy one, then the medium, then the hard, then the extreme. There's no time limit, but try not to take too long. All right. So the first one, the easy one, the year was 2001.
Okay. Next clue.
Next clue is that it occurred at Sin.
Sid Vicious.
Correct. And the third clue would have been his broken disgusting
His
leg.
leg snapped in half.
That's right. Now you guys won't have to list the injury, just the guy who was injured, because again, the third clue is the injury itself. All right, so that was the easy one. We'll move on to the medium for you, Ryan. The clue for that one is 2006.
Okay.
Next clue?
Yes.
All right, it occurred at Armageddon.
Joey Mercury.
Correct. He broke his nose pretty bad, and blood was everywhere. That could have been in our first round game as well. All right, we're going to the hard round. This one, 2013.
Okay, next clue.
Next clue is that it happened at an independent wrestling show.
All right, next clue.
And the injury was a torn anus.
That would be X-Pac, Sean Waltman.
Correct.
He was going by at the time.
Yes. Might not be the most gruesome, but the injury I want to happen least to me of all the ones on the list tonight.
Might have been going by Tornsack, I think, was his name.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah, correct. All right, so we've got one more for you, Ryan. This is our extreme one. The first clue is that it happened in 2010.
Okay, next clue.
All right, it happened on SmackDown,
Okay, next clue.
and it was a broken orbital bone.
And CM Punk.
Ooh, it was The Undertaker, and I believe it was a stiff 619 from Rey Mysterio that did the damage, correct?
You suck at this, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm horrible. I will go
Not
now.
too bad. Not too bad, though. You got a couple mediums, and you got a couple second clues and a third clue, so 2, 3, 6, 7 points for Ryan.
All right. Scott, here's a chance to maybe make up some ground if you play the game accordingly.
Yeah.
Good
Now, I
luck.
will say this. Use some strategy. If you think, okay, I'm going to have to make some points up, maybe take a risk. But if you would rather just get the safe points, just play it however you want, Scott. I believe in you. All right. All right, are you ready to go?
Go for it, or you could play it safe.
Right.
John Madden
whichever
breaking
way.
down the game for us there.
I believe Booger is my
Prevent
name.
defense.
Yeah.
Expert
Eight box.
analysis here.
You're either going to get them right or wrong, Scott. Good luck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Go really fast that way, and something gets in your way. Turn.
Triple H. Oh wait, sorry.
All right, Scott, your first clue for the easy injury is that it happened in 1997.
Next clue.
It happened at SummerSlam.
Steve Austin's neck.
Correct. Broken neck of Steve Austin, SummerSlam 97. All right, moving on to the medium. This one happened in 1994.
Next clue.
Next clue is that it happened at a WCW house show. Did you hear that? WCW house show.
A collapsed naval cat. No.
Let's see, I think someone else has tore their anus. That sneeze.
Cactus Jack's ear.
Correct. Ear torn from the head from poor Mick Foley.
Mhm.
All right, moving on to the hard one. This is tough. 1999.
Next clue.
It happened in the All Japan New Year's Giant Series.
Next clue.
And the injury was a broken arm in match.
Fuck. I have no idea.
All right, that one was Toshiaki Kawada in a match with Mitsuhara Misawa. And the match is probably most known because it was the invention of the Gonzo bomb, which I think was a botched power bomb just because he had a broken arm, so he couldn't do it. So, all right, moving on to the extreme one.
Okay.
Scott, this injury happened in 2006.
I think 2006. No, that was in 07. Shit. Next clue.
It happened on Monday Night Raw.
Fuck. Shit. No, next clue.
And the injury was a broken jaw / broken mandible.
Who the fuck broke their jaw? Christ. Good God. Big Show. I don't even know.
No, it was Beth Phoenix in a match. That one was a tricky one. There is some pictures out there. It's pretty gruesome.
Oh, wow.
I think she had just debuted, and that was pretty quick after her debut, I believe.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
Wow.
I can't remember who the opponent was off the top of my head, but I would guess it was Natalia.
Yeah, she sucks at everything.
It's a definite possibility.
But still, Scott, 6 points, not too bad. You got
rough.
You're easy and you're medium on the second clue, which the first clue is you're really rolling the dice to take a guess with just the year.
Yeah.
So not bad. So that gives us 6 for Scott, and Rob are you ready to go?
Yes.
All right. You know the drill. Our first clue is that it happened in 1994.
Next clue.
It happened at November to Remember.
Is it Sabu?
It was Sabu. For anyone who watched ECW TV back in the day, this was a huge selling point. The night that Sabu broke his neck.
Or if you listen to this week's Extreme 3-Way Dance podcast, it was the episode being recapped.
I'm sure it's covered in depth.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, you got that one right. Our next one, the medium, is this injury happened in 2018.
Next clue.
It happened at the G1 Special.
Next clue.
And it also was a broken neck.
No idea.
Correct. Well, he recently returned to action after that broken neck. It was Hiromu Takahashi. In a match with Dragon Lee, got dropped right on his dome, and he was out for a good amount of time. All right, the hard one is 2002 is the year that this one took place.
Next clue.
It happened on SmackDown.
Next clue.
And the person injured ruptured a disc.
No idea.
And that was Hardcore Holly at the hands of Brock Lesnar. Many people think that he tried to sandbag Brock for a powerbomb, and Brock decided, I'm going to sandbag you, and dropped him on his dome. All right, our last one is the Extreme, and this one happened in 2012.
Next clue.
And it happened at the Against All Odds pay-per-view.
Next clue.
And the injury was fractured vertebrae.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I've got all the neck questions. The injury was to Jesse Sorensen. I don't remember a whole lot about this one. Do you guys? I know that.
I don't remember.
I think it was Zima Ion, I think, was the match. I don't really remember how that one happened, but
I remember reading about it, but that's about it.
yeah. And I don't know if he ever came back to the ring. Actually, he might still be in TNA for all I know. Who knows?
You know, I kind of wish, looking back, we named this game My Neck, My Back, a Tornadus from X-Pac.
It's definitely the name of a game, though.
All right, after 3 rounds, Ryan Everett with a lead of 36-22 over Scott Criscuolo. Rob Kilner with a 9. But we all know there's plenty of points to be had in our lightning round that is coming up in one moment, as soon as we tell you what's going on. Over on the Jenny Position feed, home of Geek and Sassy, Talking Pop, Freak Out Drive-In, Telling Stories, and Journey Through Infinity. Scott and I join Tim and Jenny there and go through the history of the MCU universe. Also officially kicked off our 2020 stretch project, determining the greatest WCW match ever. You have all year to do research, promote matches, build your list, conversation and rules at facebook.com/GWCW matches, or on the Pro Wrestling Only message board. For anyone interested in joining our 2020 WWE Wrestling pay-per-view pick-em pool, reach out to us on social media. It's not too late to buy in and compete for the ultimate prize. And I should mention as well, by the time you hear this, it might be over, but the finals of the Greatest Sitcom Ever tournament are up. The Office versus The Simpsons. Sounds like a Jordan Duncan special right there.
Yeah, I was a little torn. You want me to tell you who I voted for?
As torn as Xbox Anus, were you?
You walked into that one.
Into the anus or to the joke?
Both.
Who did you vote for, JD?
I cast my vote for The Office. It's tough because I get the knock on The Simpsons that there's so many bad seasons, but they've had so many good seasons at the same time. So, yeah, a little bit contentious this tournament, but I'm happy with how it's turned out.
I voted for King of the Hill. Don't forget to check out PlayStation.com each and every day. We have new voices, fresh takes, bringing you articles on topics in the world of wrestling, sports, and pop culture, including Trent's SmackDown and Fox Report, The Week in WWE with John Crow, Paulie's Perspective, and Ben's very unpopular opinion. Don't forget about veteran columns like Glenn Butler's Weekly Walk Around the Web. And if you're shopping on Amazon, go to PlayStation.com/Amazon. Takes you right there. And you can help us out with no additional cost to you. Okay, here we go. Final round, the lightning round. Everything is the same as our second round. Points and questions. You get 10. 3 easy, 3 medium, 3 hard, 1 very hard. Points range from 1, 2, 3, and 5. And up first in this round is our champion, Ryan Everett. Ryan, are you ready?
Yep. Let's go.
Clock ready, Andy? 2 minutes?
Yep.
All right, Ryan, the clock will begin when I ask this first question, which is, at what WWF pay-per-view did Christian make his company debut?
Breakdown 98.
Who defeated the Spirit Squad for the tag team titles in late 2006?
Ric Flair and Roddy Piper.
Who is the only man to enter a traditional Royal Rumble match at number 40?
Pass.
Which tag team wrestler challenged Bret Hart for the WWF title on a spring 1993 episode of Raw?
That too?
What was the name of Roddy Piper's short-lived 1994 All-American Wrestling segment?
Adam Lyon.
Who debuted by saving Droz from an attack by the Big Boss Man in April 1999?
Prince Albert.
At which WCW pay-per-view did Eric Bischoff make his on-air debut?
Halloween Havoc 91.
Who are the 4 trainers in season 1 of Tough Enough?
Taz, Al Snow, Ivory, and Jackie.
Who did Buddy Rose and Doug Summers defeat to win their first AWA tag team titles in 1986?
The Rockers.
Under which name did Tracy Smothers adopt while part of USWA's Nation of Domination?
Tracy Ali.
Who is the only man to enter a traditional Royal Rumble match at number 40?
Big Show.
All right.
Okay. I will say he left the door cracked open a little bit.
It's a little ajar, just like Xbox anus.
Yeah. I don't think anyone got that. At what pay-per-view did Christian make his company debut? It was Breakdown 1998. The Spirit Squad were defeated by Roddy Piper and Ric Flair for the tag titles in 2006. The first and only man to enter a traditional Royal Rumble match at number 40 was Kane. You did get Fatu right. He challenged Bret Hart for the title in spring 1993. The Roddy Piper short-lived All-American Wrestling segment was The Bottom Line. You also got the debut of Prince Albert correct. He saved Droz from attack by the Boss Man, and then things got a little tough. Yeah. Eric Bischoff made his WCW pay-per-view debut on Great American Bash 91, so you're in the right year, just off by a couple months. You also got 3 of the 4 trainers. Al Snow, Taz, Jackie, and Tori were the 4 trainers.
Oh,
so not Ivory. Buddy Rose and Doug Summers defeated Kurt Hennig and Scott Hall to win their first tag titles in 86. And this might be my favorite question we've ever had, and I want to look this up. Tracy Smothers in the USWA's Nation of Domination was known as Shaquille Ali.
You were close. You said Ali. Ron.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was just a guess or you actually knew it.
It was. I knew it was some crazy like Islam Nation of Islam name. I had no idea though what it was.
All right, so that's 8 points for you, Ryan, putting you at 44. Rob Kilner, you are up next, my friend. Are you ready?
Yes, go ahead.
All right, Andy, clock at 2 minutes.
Yes.
All right, it'll begin when I ask this question. Who beat Bam Bam Bigelow in Bigelow's final WWF match ever?
Sid.
Name the 4 members of the Mercenaries Survivor Series team.
Sergeant Slaughter, Boris Zukov, and the Orient Express.
Who performed the X Factor theme song?
Uncle Cracker.
With how many different partners did Ted DiBiase win the tag team titles in the WWF?
1.
Who was the first female to appear in a WWF video game?
Luna.
Which future NXT, WWE, and AEW wrestler was super kicked by Shawn Michaels in a backstage skit at Cyber Sunday 06?
Pass.
Who did The Wall defeat inside a steel cage at Sold Out 2000?
Kidman.
Who were the first two members of ECW's full-blooded Italian stable?
Is it Tracy Smothers and Little Guido?
Which wrestler, promoter, and trainer was the uncle of Doug Basham?
Pass.
Who was the runner-up to Rodzilla on Hulk Hogan's Celebrity Championship Wrestling?
Dustin Diamond.
Which future NXT, WWE, and AEW wrestler was super kicked by Shawn Michaels backstage at Cyber Sunday 06?
Pass.
Which wrestler, promoter, and trainer is the uncle of Doug Basham?
I don't know.
All right, those are your last two. Do you want to take a shot at any of them? You got some time.
No, I had no idea.
All right. You're like Greg Valentine, Rob. It took a little bit to get warmed up, but you did okay in this round.
Yep.
You actually beat Ryan Everett, I believe, so you could take that in solace.
I always feel like with this show, if you make a impressive run in the lightning round, you can walk out with your head held high.
Yes. There's some hard ones in here.
You did well. So let's go over the answers. Who beat Bam Bam in his final WWF match ever? It was actually Goldust. You did get the four members of the Mercenaries correct. Sarge, Boris Zukov, and the Orient Express. X Factor's theme song was Uncle Cracker. Ted DiBiase did have just the one tag team partner to win the title, and that was IRS. First female to appear in a WWF video game. You got that one pretty quickly. It was Luna Vachon. This one was, if you didn't have a time limit, you might have been able to think about it. Future NXT, WWE, and AEW wrestler who was super kicked by Shawn Michaels was Shawn Spears. I think AEW would have been the only real hint that would have helped you there. The Wall defeated Billy Kidman inside Steel Cage at WCW Sold Out 2000. First two members of the full-blooded Italians were JT Smith and Big Val Puccio. I did not know this one, actually. The wrestler who was the uncle of Doug Basham was Danny Davis. And the runner-up to Rodzilla on Hulk Hogan's Celebrity Championship Wrestling. Before I reveal the answer, Scott, do you know the answer to that one?
Todd Bridges?
Attaboy.
He did know it. We said
you
before the air, Justin said, I bet Scott knows this one. All right. It was Todd Bridges. So 9 points. Not bad.
Good showing, Rob, to wrap up for you. That's 18 total. And Scott, I got some news for you, my PIC. Are you ready?
Yes.
Ryan Everett sits at 44 points. You sit at 22. There are a total of 23 points available in this round, my friend. If you run the table...
How convenient. How convenient.
And you get all 10... Listen, if you didn't fuck up an easy one, Ryan, you'd be okay. Scott, if you get all 10 correct, you win and dethrone Ryan Everett.
All right.
No
pressure.
None.
You can do it.
You got it. Everything. I'm excited. We have some.
Some
unknown
drama
here. We get some drama. All right. 2 minutes, Andy.
Ready?
All right. At the end of my first questions, the clock will Scott. Scott, sorry. You ready?
Yes.
All right. I'm nervous.
Terrorizing.
We don't usually get this excitement in the last round. All right. Here we go. All right, first question. Who was the only member of the Clique not involved in the curtain call?
X-Pac.
What was Abyss's brother's name?
Oh, Joe. Shit. Pass.
Who helped Ric Flair defeat Randy Savage for the WWF title in September 1992?
Mr. Perfect.
Who made their WWF debut by defeating Fabulous Moolah for the women's title?
Pass.
Which Hall of Famer trained Batista?
Pass.
Which tag team received the WWF tryout match with the Smoking Guns in November 1995, but then signed with WCW?
Pass.
Who had the most ECW TV title reigns?
Rob Van Dam.
Which team did Jack and Jerry Briscoe challenge for WWF tag team titles in late 1984 at MSG and Jack's last high-profile match?
Adrian Adonis and Dick Murdoch.
Who won the 2000 ECW TV title in a tournament after the title was vacated by Rob Van Dam?
Rhino.
Who did Al Snow team with to win the USWA tag titles in 1995?
30 seconds.
Charles Wright.
Abyss's brother's name.
I can't remember his last name. Joe. Fuck. Pass.
Who debuted by beating Moolah for the women's title?
Wendy Richter.
Who trained Batista, Hall of Famer?
Pass.
Tag team that got the tryout against the Guns.
Fuck.
Well, we had some drama for a few minutes. JD, would you like to reveal the answers?
Yeah, these ones were pretty tricky. The only member of the clique not involved was X-Pac, 1-2-3 Kid. Abyss's brother, should we give him a half point? It was Joseph Park. He did get Joe.
Fuck.
Yep, Joseph Park, the lawyer, looking for his brother, Abyss. Ric Flair, who helped Ric Flair defeat Randy Savage for the title in 1992, is actually Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon. I thought of that after I saw it. Damn it.
And Sherry made her WWF debut, Sensational Sherry, by defeating Moolah for the women's title. The Hall of Famer who trained Batista was Afa. And the tag team, this one was hard. Tag team who received a tryout match with the Guns in '95, but then signed with WCW. You kind of had to think of someone who wasn't in either company at the time. The Public Enemy.
I was going to say Public Enemy, too.
Yep.
Fuck.
And most ECW TV title reigns, Too Cold Scorpio. I think Rob Van Dam has the most tenure.
Yes.
As TV champion. Yeah. You did get this one right, though. Jack and Jerry Briscoe defeated the North-South Connection, Adrian Adonis and Dick Murdoch, in Jack's last high-profile match. The ECW TV title tournament was won by Super Crazy. And Al Snow's teammate in 1995 was Unabomb, which I believe is
Kane.
That's Kane, correct?
Yeah, it's got to be Kane, yes.
So we didn't give you the half point there, Scott, for getting Joseph.
Thank you.
Probably not. All right, so final score. Rob Kilner with 18, Scott Criscuolo with 26 after getting 4 that last round.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
And Ryan Everett, our dominant champion for the 4th month in a row, with 44 points. Ryan,
Fucking
your monthly
cyborg.
speech. Your monthly speech.
Are you even human?
No, not real.
How'd you get through the security gate? Fuck me.
I have 2 swords.
Bailey and Shimmer matches. Let this guy in.
Anything you want to say, Ryan?
No. Check in next month for the next show.
I am just waiting for the subtle heel turn hints to come from Ryan. He's going full baby.
I feel like when Ryan gets
Backlund
beat,
on us
he's
right
just going to
now.
get destroyed. It's coming. He's not going to lose close. This is going to get wrecked.
It's going to be like Honky at SummerSlam 88.
Yeah, or Clubber Lang is just going to come in and he's going to get all comfy, fat cat on this trivia show.
Satin jackets and women.
He's going to get destroyed, and someone's going to do a podcast with his wife and just really rub it in. He's going to get ugly fast.
Next month, the first round is called Questions Ryan Everett Doesn't Know, and he'll still get 11 points. So
we're just going to take all the ones you got wrong for the past 4 episodes and put them in the room.
Congrats, Ryan.
All right, that'll do it for another installment of Body Press Your Luck. Hopefully you're having a good time as always. Always a lot of fun here going through trivia. Scott and Rob, thank you as we always thank everyone for coming in and losing to Ryan Everett. Ryan, we'll talk to you next month. Until then, everyone take care. Listen to everything we have to offer on all our feeds and visit PlayStation.com every day. For Andy and Jordan, I'm JT. We're out. Talk to you soon.
See ya.